Welcome back to our channel, Practice English with Ease. Today we are talking about something everyone wants, something everyone searches for, something everyone dreams about: happiness. But here is the surprising part. If happiness is so important, why are so many people still unhappy? Why do people have money but feel empty inside? Why do people have success but still feel stressed? Why do people smile in photos but cry quietly at night? Have you ever said to yourself, "I will be happy when I get this. I will be happy when I achieve that. I will be happy when life becomes easier"? But when that moment comes, the happiness does not stay. It feels good for a short time, and then it disappears. So what is happening? Is happiness running away from us? Or are we looking in the wrong place? Maybe happiness is not something we find. Maybe happiness is something we build. Maybe happiness is not outside us. Maybe happiness is inside us. But if that is true, then why do we struggle to feel it? Why does happiness feel so close sometimes and so far at other times? In today's lesson, we are not going to talk about fake positivity. We are not going to pretend that life is perfect. Life has problems. Life has stress. Life has pain. But even in the middle of all that, some people stay calm. Some people stay peaceful. Some people stay happy. What do they know that others do not? Stay with me until the end, because today you will discover what happiness really is, what happiness is not, how your brain creates happiness, and how you can build real happiness from inside. This lesson will help you improve your English, and at the same time, it will help you improve your life. So take a deep breath, relax your mind, and let us begin this journey to understand what happiness truly means. Chapter 1. What happiness really is and what it is not. Let us begin with a simple but powerful truth. Most people confuse happiness with pleasure. They think they are the same thing, but they are not the same. Pleasure is a feeling of excitement. Pleasure is when something feels good in the moment. Happiness is something deeper. Happiness is something more stable. Happiness is something that stays longer. Let me explain in very simple words. Pleasure is fast, loud, and temporary. Happiness is calm, deep, and stable. Pleasure comes quickly and leaves quickly. Happiness grows slowly and stays longer. Pleasure makes you excited. Happiness makes you peaceful. Think about a new phone. When you buy a new phone, you feel excited. You open the box slowly. You touch the screen. You show it to your friends. For a few days, you feel very good. That feeling is pleasure. But after some time, the excitement becomes normal. The phone is no longer special. It becomes ordinary. This happens because of something called adaptation. In simple words, the brain gets used to things. When we get something new, the brain feels excited. But after some time, the brain says, "This is normal now." So the excitement disappears. The same thing happens with exam results. If you pass an exam, you feel proud and happy. Maybe you celebrate for one day or 1 week. But after some time, you start thinking about the next exam. The happiness from the old result disappears. Or think about a salary increase. When you get more money, you feel good. But after a few months, that money feels normal. Then you want even more. The brain keeps adjusting. The brain keeps asking for more. This is the important moment. Listen carefully. If happiness depends on things, happiness will disappear when things change. And things always change. Phones break, money finishes, results change, jobs change, people change, life changes. So if your happiness depends only on external things, your happiness will always be unstable. This is why many people keep chasing more. More money, more success, more followers, more attention, more achievements. They believe that one day, when they finally have everything, they will feel happy forever. But that day never comes, because when they reach one goal, they create another goal. Happiness becomes a moving target. It is always in the future. Here is another important idea. Happiness is not a destination. It is not a place you arrive at. It is not like a city you travel to. Many people live with this sentence in their mind. I will be happy when I graduate. I will be happy when I get a job. I will be happy when I get married. I will be happy when I buy a house. But when that when comes, they create a new when. Happiness keeps moving forward, life keeps moving forward, and they never feel satisfied. Now let me ask you a reflective question. Pause for a moment and think. What if you already have enough to be happy? What if happiness is not missing, but your understanding is missing? Another myth is that happiness means smiling all the time. Many people think that if they are not laughing, they are not happy. But real happiness is not constant smiling. Real happiness includes peace. It includes contentment. It includes meaning. Sometimes you can feel quiet and still be happy. Sometimes you can feel serious and still be happy. Happiness is not noise. Happiness is stability inside. Let us learn some important words. Contentment means feeling okay with what you have. It means not always wanting more. Satisfaction means feeling good about what you have done. Fulfillment means feeling that your life has meaning and purpose. Gratitude means feeling thankful for what is already in your life. These words are very important because language shapes emotion. The words we use affect how we feel. If you always say, I don't have enough, your brain feels lack. If you say, I am thankful for what I have, your brain feels peace. Try to notice your daily language. Do you often complain? Do you often compare? Or do you sometimes appreciate? Small changes in words create big changes in emotions. When you say, I have to go to work, it feels heavy. When you say, I get to go to work, it feels different. The situation is the same. The language changes the feeling. Now here is a powerful turning point. Happiness is not about having everything. It is about needing less. When you reduce unnecessary desires, you reduce unnecessary suffering. When you stop comparing your life with everyone else, you feel lighter. When you accept that life is not perfect, you feel calmer. True happiness grows when expectations become realistic. Another important truth is this. Happiness begins with understanding ourselves. Many people do not know what truly matters to them. They follow society. They follow trends. They follow other people's dreams. But when you follow someone else's path, you feel empty. To feel happy, you must ask yourself simple questions. What makes me feel alive? What gives me meaning? What kind of person do I want to become? Happiness is connected to self-awareness. Let me ask you another reflective question. When was the last time you felt peaceful, not excited, but peaceful? What were you doing? Who were you with? Sometimes happiness is hidden in simple moments. Drinking tea quietly, talking to a friend, sitting in silence, watching the sky. But because we are busy chasing big excitement, we ignore small peace. So now we understand something important. Happiness is not the same as pleasure. Happiness is not a future destination. Happiness is not constant smiling. Happiness includes peace, contentment, satisfaction, fulfillment, and gratitude. And happiness is not about collecting more. It is about appreciating what is already here. But this creates a new question. If happiness is not outside, then where is it? If happiness does not live in money, phones, success, or perfect conditions, then where does it live? The answer is connected to something very powerful: your mind. If happiness is not in the world, then where is it? Let us go deeper into the mind. Chapter 2. How your brain creates happiness. Your brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. This sentence is very important. Read it again in your mind. Your brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, human beings lived in dangerous environments. There were wild animals. There was no safe shelter. There was no modern medicine. The brain had one main job: survive. Because of this, the brain developed something called negativity bias. In simple words, negativity bias means the brain pays more attention to danger than to beauty. The brain remembers insults more than compliments. The brain focuses on problems more than blessings. If 10 people say something nice to you and one person criticizes you, what do you think about at night? Most people think about the one negative comment. This is not because you are weak. This is because your brain is trained to notice danger. The brain believes negative information is important for survival. Now here is something powerful. Even though the brain was built for survival, it can be trained for happiness. Yes, happiness is trainable. Let us understand some simple science. Inside your brain, there are chemicals that affect how you feel. Dopamine is a chemical that gives you motivation and excitement. When you achieve a goal or eat something delicious, dopamine increases. Serotonin is a chemical that creates calmness and emotional balance. When you feel respected or peaceful, serotonin increases. Oxytocin is a chemical that creates connection and trust. When you hug someone or have a meaningful conversation, oxytocin increases. These chemicals affect your emotions. But what controls these chemicals? Your actions, your thoughts, your attention. Now let us talk about something very important for English learners: cause and effect. Cause means reason. Effect means result. For example, if you think negative thoughts, you feel negative emotions. Thought is the cause. Emotion is the effect. If you focus on gratitude, you feel peaceful. Focus is the cause. Peace is the effect. If you compare yourself with others, you feel insecure. Comparison is the cause. Insecurity is the effect. This is a simple pattern. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings influence behavior. Behavior shapes life. So if you change thoughts, you change feelings. If you change feelings, you change behavior. If you change behavior, you change life. Here comes an emotional spike. Listen carefully. If you control attention, you control emotion. Attention is like a flashlight. Whatever you shine your attention on becomes brighter. If you focus on problems, problems feel bigger. If you focus on opportunities, opportunities feel bigger. The situation may be the same, but your focus changes your experience. Your mind can be your best friend or your biggest enemy. If your mind constantly repeats, "I am not good enough," you start believing it. If your mind repeats, "I am learning and improving," you start believing that too. The brain listens to what you repeat. Repetition builds belief. Belief builds emotion. Let us look at a simple example. Two students fail an exam. Student A says, "I am stupid. I will never succeed." Student B says, "I did not prepare well. I will study differently next time." The situation is the same. Both failed. But their internal dialogue is different. Internal dialogue means the voice inside your head. Because student A speaks negatively, he feels shame and hopelessness. Because student B speaks constructively, he feels motivated and hopeful. Same event, different thoughts, different emotions, different future. This is why awareness is the first step. Awareness means noticing your thoughts. Most people think automatically. They do not question their thoughts. They believe every thought is true. But not every thought is true. Some thoughts are fear, some thoughts are habit, some thoughts are imagination. Try this. When a negative thought comes, instead of saying, "This is true," say, "I notice I am thinking this." This small sentence creates distance. Distance creates control. Now let us talk about gratitude again, but this time as brain training. When you practice gratitude every day, you train your brain to search for positive things. Remember, the brain looks for what you repeat. If you repeat complaints, the brain finds more problems. If you repeat gratitude, the brain finds more blessings. The brain listens to what you repeat. Another powerful tool is present moment awareness. Many people are unhappy because their mind lives in the past or the future. They regret the past. They worry about the future. But happiness lives in the present moment. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you listen, just listen. This sounds simple, but it is powerful. Let us do a small exercise together. Pause for a moment. Take a slow breath in for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Then slowly breathe out for 6 seconds. Do it again. While breathing, notice the air. Notice your body. Notice this moment. For a few seconds, your mind becomes quiet. In that quiet space, you feel calm. That calmness is part of happiness. Now understand this clearly. Happiness is not only a feeling, happiness is a skill. Skills can be learned, skills can be practiced, skills can be improved. At first, it feels difficult, but with repetition, it becomes natural. Say this with me in your mind. Practice changes brain. Brain changes emotion. Emotion changes life. Practice changes brain. Brain changes emotion. Emotion changes life. If you practice focusing on gratitude, your brain becomes better at seeing good things. If you practice positive internal dialogue, your brain becomes kinder to you. If you practice awareness, your brain becomes calmer. Slowly, happiness becomes more stable. But here, we build some tension. If the mind creates happiness, then why do we still lose it? Why do we feel good one day and terrible the next day? Why does one small problem destroy our peace? The answer is simple. Because we allow circumstances to control our mind. We allow events, people, and situations to decide how we feel. So now we understand the brain. But what about life problems? Can we still be happy when life becomes difficult? Let us explore this in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Can you be happy during difficult times? Let us begin with reality. Life is not perfect. Life is not smooth. Life is not always peaceful. Some days are good. Some days are heavy. Some days are confusing. Every human being faces problems, stress, rejection, delays, mistakes, financial pressure, relationship misunderstandings, health worries, failure, disappointment. These are normal parts of life. Many people believe that happiness means having no problems. They think, when my problems disappear, then I will be happy. But here is the emotional truth. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to handle them. Read that again slowly. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to handle them. This means happiness and pain can exist together. You can face difficulty and still have inner stability. You can go through a hard time and still protect your peace. Happiness does not mean everything is perfect outside. It means something is stable inside. Now let us learn a very important word: acceptance. Acceptance means recognizing reality as it is. It does not mean you like the situation. It does not mean you agree with it. It simply means you stop fighting reality in your mind. For example, imagine it is raining and you wanted sunshine. You can complain, become angry, and say, "This should not happen." But the rain will continue. Your anger will not stop the rain. When you accept the rain, your mind becomes lighter. Acceptance reduces extra suffering. Another powerful idea is control versus no control. In life, some things are in your control. Some things are not. When we try to control what we cannot control, we create stress. Let me introduce the two-circle idea. Imagine two circles in your mind. The inner circle is things you can control. The outer circle is things you cannot control. In the inner circle, you have your attitude, your effort, your words, your reactions, your habits, your decisions. In the outer circle, you have the weather, traffic, other people's opinions, past mistakes, unexpected delays. When something difficult happens, ask yourself, is this in my inner circle or outer circle? If it is in the outer circle, learn to say a simple English phrase, let it go. If it is in the inner circle, say another powerful phrase, focus on what you can control. Let us take a simple example. You are stuck in traffic. You are already late. You feel angry. But can you control the traffic? No. It is in the outer circle. If you shout or complain, traffic will not move faster. But you can control your reaction. You can breathe slowly. You can listen to something useful. You can accept the delay. When you focus on what you can control, your stress decreases. This ability is called resilience. Resilience means the ability to recover. It means you bend, but you do not break. It means you face difficulty, but you continue moving forward. Now here is an important emotional moment. Strong people still feel emotions. Strong people feel sadness. Strong people feel fear. Strong people feel disappointment. Emotional strength does not mean no emotion. Emotional strength means emotional management. You can cry and still be strong. Crying does not mean weakness, it means you are human. But after crying, you stand up again. After feeling sad, you try again. That is strength. Let us talk about growth mindset in simple language. A growth mindset means believing that you can improve. It means seeing mistakes as lessons. It means saying, I failed, but I learned. Instead of saying, I am bad, you say, I can become better. This mindset protects happiness because it turns failure into education. Pain can also have meaning. Sometimes we do not understand pain when it happens, but later we realize it taught us something important. Maybe a rejection taught you independence. Maybe a mistake taught you responsibility. Maybe a loss taught you gratitude. Suffering can become wisdom if we choose to learn. This does not mean we enjoy suffering. This is not fake positivity. We are not pretending pain feels good. Pain hurts, loss hurts, failure hurts. But we can choose how we respond to pain. We can allow pain to make us bitter, or we can allow pain to make us wiser. Healing also requires patience. Some emotional wounds heal quickly, others take time. You cannot rush healing. You cannot force yourself to be fine immediately. Emotional maturity means giving yourself permission to heal slowly. It means saying, I am not okay right now, but I will be okay. That sentence creates hope. Let us learn some emotional maturity vocabulary. Patience means waiting calmly. Perspective means seeing the bigger picture. Flexibility means adapting to change. Self-compassion means being kind to yourself during difficulty. These words are important because they describe internal stability. And here is the real message of this chapter. Happiness is internal stability. It is not constant excitement. It is not a perfect life. It is emotional balance during imperfect situations. Let us build to a powerful emotional high point. The strongest happiness is the one that survives storms. Anyone can smile on a sunny day, but the person who protects peace during heavy rain has real strength. Think about this question. When life becomes difficult, do you break completely, or do you bend and slowly return? Happiness does not mean you never fall. Happiness means you rise again. So yes, you can be happy during difficult times, not because problems disappear, but because you become stronger than the problems. And now we move to the final step. If happiness is internal, if it is stability inside, then we must learn how to protect it and build it every single day. Let us discover how in the next chapter. Chapter 4: How to Build Happiness. Every day, big happiness is built from small habits. Many people wait for a big event to feel happy, a big success, a big achievement, a big celebration. But here is the truth. Big events are rare. Ordinary days are common. If you only depend on big moments, you will spend most of your life waiting. Real happiness is built in normal days, through small daily actions. Let us talk about practical habits that create emotional stability. First, your morning routine. The way you start your morning affects your whole day. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, your brain enters stress mode. Messages, news, notifications, comparison. But when you wake up and first take sunlight, your body receives a natural signal to feel awake and balanced. Morning sunlight helps regulate your mood. Add simple movement. Walking, stretching, light exercise. Movement releases positive brain chemicals. You do not need 1 hour. Even 10 minutes is powerful. Small habit, big impact. Second, the gratitude habit. Gratitude is not just saying thank you. It is training your brain to notice what is already good. Every day, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What is one good thing that happened today? Who am I thankful for? What do I have today that I once wished for? When you repeat gratitude daily, your brain slowly changes. Remember, the brain listens to what you repeat. Third, create digital boundaries. Technology is useful, but too much technology creates comparison, distraction, and anxiety. If you start your day with social media and end your day with social media, your mind never rests. Create a simple rule. No phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. No phone for the last 30 minutes before sleeping. Protect your mental space like you protect your physical space. Fourth, breathing exercises. Your breath is connected to your emotions. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. When you are calm, your breathing becomes slow and deep. You can use breathing to control your emotional state. Try this simple pattern. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat 5 times. This simple action reduces anxiety and brings mental clarity. Fifth, create microjoys. Microjoys are small moments of simple pleasure. Listening to your favorite song, drinking tea slowly, watching the sky, smiling at someone, sitting quietly for 5 minutes. These are not big achievements, but they remind your brain that life has beauty. Happiness does not always come from big success. Sometimes it comes from small appreciation. Sixth, practice kindness. Helping others increases emotional well-being. Kindness creates connection. Connection creates meaning. You do not need money to be kind. You can give time. You can give attention. You can give encouragement. A small compliment can change someone's day, and it changes yours too. Seventh, keep learning. Growth creates happiness. When you learn something new, your brain feels alive. It can be one new English word, one new idea, one new skill. Learning builds confidence. Confidence builds inner stability. Eighth, keep your environment clean and organized. A messy environment often creates a messy mind. You do not need a perfect house, but make your bed, clean your desk, remove unnecessary clutter. A clean space supports a calm mind. Ninth, protect yourself from negativity. Do not allow negative conversations to enter your mind daily. Limit negative news. Limit gossip. Limit complaining. This does not mean ignore reality. It means protect your emotional energy. Your mind is like a garden. If you allow negative seeds, negative plants will grow. 10th, avoid comparison. Comparison steals joy. Everyone has a different timeline. Social media shows highlights, not reality. When you compare your behind-the-scenes life with someone else's edited moments, you create unnecessary sadness. Focus on your progress, not someone else's position. Also, avoid perfection pressure. Many people are unhappy because they try to be perfect in everything. Perfect student, perfect parent, perfect employee, perfect body, perfect life. Perfection creates stress. Stress reduces happiness. Remember this emotional spike. Happiness grows when pressure decreases. Reduce unnecessary pressure. Allow yourself to be human. Allow mistakes. Allow learning. Allow slow progress. Now let us talk about consistency. One good habit done once does not change life. But one small habit done every day changes identity. When you repeat small positive actions, you begin to see yourself differently. Instead of saying, I am trying to be happy, you start saying, I am someone who builds happiness. This is an identity shift. Identity means how you see yourself. When you say, I am someone who takes care of my mind, your behavior changes. When you say, I am someone who practices gratitude, your attention changes. When you say, I am someone who responds calmly, your emotions become stable. Improve your self-talk. Replace I can't with I am learning. Replace I always fail with I am improving. The brain listens to what you repeat. Speak to yourself with respect. Now pause and reflect. If you change nothing, nothing changes. If you change small habits, everything changes. Big transformation begins with small daily decisions. You do not need a perfect life to feel happiness. You need daily awareness. You need small, consistent habits. You need emotional discipline. And here is the final emotional rise. Happiness is not luck. Happiness is practice. Some people wait for good conditions. Other people create good habits. The second group feels more stable because they understand something important. External events are not fully in our control, but daily habits are in our control. Slow down for a moment. Take a breath. Think about one small habit you can start today. Just one. Do not choose 10. Choose one. Practice it daily. Protect it. Repeat it. Watch how your emotional state slowly changes. Happiness is not found in one big moment. It is built in many small moments. And now, as we move toward the end, remember this. You have more control than you think. Your habits shape your brain. Your brain shapes your emotions. Your emotions shape your life. So build carefully. Build patiently. Build daily. Now let us close this journey together. If you stayed until the end, you are not just watching. You are learning. You are growing. That already says something powerful about you. Many people scroll. Many people click away. But you stayed. That means you care about your mind. You care about your growth. You care about your happiness. You are someone who wants a better life, a peaceful mind, a stronger heart. And that is something to be proud of. Real growth begins with small decisions like this one, choosing to learn, choosing to reflect, choosing to improve. If this lesson helped you understand happiness in a new way, take one small action right now. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue improving your English and your mindset together. And in the comments, write one small habit you will start from today to build happiness. Just one habit. Make it simple. Make it real. When you comment, you are not only writing a sentence, you are making a commitment to yourself. And when others read your comment, you inspire them too. This channel is not just about English. It is about growth. It is about becoming emotionally stronger together. It is about building confidence, clarity, and inner peace step by step. We are building a peaceful community, one lesson at a time. Remember, happiness is not something you wait for. Happiness is something you practice every day. Keep practicing. Keep growing. And I will see you in the next lesson.